channel, baby.
Yeah.
What it do, Half and Jake family. Welcome back to the channel, baby. It's your boy Half.
Hey, your girl Jay.
And we back with another reaction video.
Ooh, I look crazy, but hey.
Woo, me too, but hey.
You guys have heard a loud boom in the bathroom.
I thought she dropped the soap. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell her, don't bend over and pick it up.
You know what?
But then you probably could. No, but she failed, y'all.
My arm gave out. We went to the gym this morning, and my arms are so sore. I put my hand up on the wall to turn the water on for the shower. My arm gave out.
All I heard was and I'm thinking she dropped the soap or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I should have went in there so I could caught it on the ground. Took
I was
a picture for
hoping
y'all.
you didn't.
You
I
feel
was
me?
hoping
On
you
the
didn't.
real.
You didn't.
But anyway, y'all like my shirt? Oh, parental advisory strictly enforced. Okay, so take the kids away real quick. Give y'all a little second. Okay, y'all like my shirt? It's just a little store I'll be going to get these from. To me, it's a sense of humor thing, so hope nobody out there taking it offensively. We got some sensitive people out there, but it's all for humor, you know? But anyway, let's jump into some more reactions, man. We missed you guys.
Yes, we do.
We had a little issue with the Wi-Fi yesterday, so that's the reason why we didn't drop yesterday, but it's all fixed now, thanks to our, I wanted to call him a bad name, but I'm not gonna say that, but thanks to our, whatchamacallit?
Crickets.
Or whatchamacallit?
Cable.
Yeah, our cable
Provider.
Yeah. Anyway, let's jump into the shot. Let me know who we're gonna react to today.
We're reacting to Trump. I believe Secret Service knows everything about this.
So let's see what Trump has to say about this so-called, Secret Service, whatever. But anyway, let's jump into it, man. But before we do, everybody else out there who have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
Turn your post notifications on.
Yes.
Like and share this video.
Yes.
And comment down below, baby. Come and join the squad, man.
Yes.
Half and Jay. Plus, we already kicking off. What? Good vibes, baby. Good vibes. Boom. Let's get it.
President Trump told me it was Chris Christie who recommended the 45th president elevate Christopher Wray to FBI director. And in retrospect, it was, quote, probably a mistake, President Trump said. Here's Trump's reaction to Christopher Wray's Judiciary Committee testimony Thursday in part 2 of my interview with the 45th president. So Christopher Wray, the other day, in front of the Judiciary leadership, is defending the FBI, saying, no, there's no politics at the FBI.
Well, look, the FBI has become tremendously political. DOJ is weaponized. It's not, and FBI is weaponized too. I know other people in the FBI, they're incredible. The agents, they're incredible. So I hate to say the FBI, because you have people in the FBI that are very angry. When Comey went after Hillary Clinton, didn't go after her, when he mentioned her crimes and then she's been exonerated.
It was a matter.
They were going to have a strike in the FBI, in my opinion. That's what I heard and that's what I read, and I really believe that. And that's why he had to come out and say, keep it going a little while before he tried to exonerate her. But if you remember that stupid press conference that he had where he talked about all of her so-called crimes, and he said, but she's not guilty of this, she's not guilty of that, she's not guilty. All he had to do is say she's not guilty and people wouldn't have known what happened. But he liked to grandstand, so he wanted to be on television for an hour. And the FBI, the real people of the FBI, not the corrupt ones, because most of them aren't corrupt, they're great. But the agents and a lot of the people in the FBI, they watched that too. They thought it was terrible. And I believe they were going to literally strike. And then what happened is Comey said, if you remember, he'd exonerate her. Then he had to go back and says, well, no, I'm going to redo it. And it was a whole mess. But the people in the FBI are not that way. But the top people have been so bad. When you have McCabe and you have Lisa Page and the whole group Strzok and Page, that was a wonderful couple.
No, they were all
when you had all of these people with the insurance policy, what happens, darling? What happens if he doesn't? What happens if he wins? Oh, it won't happen.
I remember.
But if he does, remember this, but if he does, we have an insurance policy. Well, the insurance policy is we're going to get him out. How bad, when you see that, now, if I didn't fire Comey, and remember, some people said, oh, you should have fired him. I fired him very early, very, very early. You know, a lot of people, some very smart people that you know very well, said I made a mistake in firing Comey because that was what upset the apple cart. Now they say it was one of the greatest instinctual moves that they've ever seen, because the insurance policy was they were going to get me out. They were going to try and get me out by making fake charges and fake crimes. Who would have thought this could have happened to our country? Who would have thought? It's not even possible. Now, the FBI has tremendous problems of credibility. The DOJ is weaponized like I've never seen before. I mean, they come after me on boxes and they can't find drugs. You know how many cameras they have opposite the front door of the Situation Room where these drugs were the cocaine. Now I understand they have many other forms of drugs. They know who this was. They know the person. It's impossible. How can they not know the person?
The Secret Service said that they are ending the investigation of the cocaine found at the White House, and they didn't have it.
Like he said, man, they know exactly who it is. It's impossible for them not to know who cocaine that was.
Right.
This is Donald Trump speaking, who was the president of the United States, who been inside the White House, who knows the whole blueprint of the White House, know where the cameras are located at, how many cameras is here, what's the procedures to come through a door. Like, he knows this.
Right.
So he knows for sure that they know whose it is. They just don't want to say who it is, because it's going to mess everything up for them. You know what I'm saying? But
of course they don't.
Ooh, this shit makes me mad.
That they are ending the investigation of the cocaine found at the White House, and they didn't have any fingerprints, and they said that they cannot identify whose cocaine it was.
You know, I've gotten to know the Secret Service really well, okay? And I can't speak more highly of people. These are incredible people. And I believe that they know everything. They're really smart and really good at what they do. And I don't think it's possible for bags of cocaine to be left in a certain area by the Situation Room. I'm not talking about, 5 blocks away. The Situation Room, where you decide on war, where you decide on nuclear, where you...
So are tourists allowed in that area where the cocaine...
Well, I didn't know that the Situation Room was like that intense. So guaranteed to know who it is then.
Right.
You can't even get into that room until you get clearance and all that type of stuff. You feel me?
Right.
Wow. When you walking through a courthouse, they'll know who's bringing in, you know what I mean, some narcotics or something like that. Contraband, but the White House, they don't know?
So the Situation Room, where you decide on war, where you decide on nuclear, where you...
are tourists allowed in that area where the cocaine was found?
I don't think so. I think only people that have strong passes or family members are able to go through those doors. It's very interesting. I was much nicer to Biden in speeches and all. I actually was criticized by some people. I respect the office of the presidency, and not that I was perfect with him, but I could have been much tougher. The last few weeks I've been very nasty and very tough and very truthful. He's a corrupt man. He's a corrupt president. He's grossly incompetent. And the reason I ask, because they actually indicted an opponent who was the president of the United States. I got indicted. I said, I can't believe it. I got indicted.
Right.
I could tell you stories of what happened when I went down to New York and when I went down with policemen looking at me and crying. Ted Kennedy told me he was a friend of mine, believe it or not. Different sides of the aisle, but he was a friend of mine. He liked me, I liked him. I did him a big favor one time that helped him a lot on something, and he always liked me. And he said to me a long time ago, I was saying, who's the smartest senator? And I won't tell you the answer because I don't particularly like the guy. I said, who's the dumbest? He said, probably Joe. This is Ted Kennedy. He knew them all. I said, what do you mean, Joe? Who's Joe? Joe Biden. He's the dumbest. And so
Ted Kennedy said Joe Biden was the dumbest senator.
Years ago, that's right. He said he was the dumbest. I said, who's the dumbest? He said, probably Joe. He said he's hale and hearty and well-met personality. But you go to policy or you go to taxes or anything that's complicated, he doesn't have a clue. This is stuff that he told me years ago. Who would have thought this guy was going to become president? But in prime time, he wasn't very good.
Was it a mistake to put Christopher Wray there? I mean, obviously the FBI is not following any of the things that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
sadly, it probably was. You know, he was recommended very strongly by Chris Christie, who's, you know, a sad case. I mean, I watch him. He's a sad case.
Well, he's in this race, he said, just to take you down.
Well, I know. And you know how he's doing? He's at 1%, and he probably won't even make the debate stage. No, Chris he's sad. I mean, I watched him the other day. He said, I built 47 miles of wall. I built over 500 miles of wall. And that's Homeland Security statements. I had the safest border in the history of our country. I built massive miles of wall and was going to put up another 200 miles. Everything was built. They just had to erect it. Would have taken 3 weeks, far beyond my statement about building a wall. I was way over. I mean, what we did was incredible. But between the wall and Mexico, when you say Mexico, I got Mexico. You know what? I got them to pay for 28,000 soldiers on our border. You know, people said, well, Mexico. Well, Mexico did pay. They gave me free of charge 28,000 soldiers.
In a second term, will you shut down the border?
Yeah, I will close up the border except that people come in legally. Because we need people to come in. We want people to come in. But we don't want people coming in from mental institutions and from jails.
Why has it been so difficult to get an immigration policy agreed upon?
You have different viewpoints, you have different everything, but I didn't care about immigration policy. I didn't want anyone to come in unless they came in legally.
But let me just circle back on the FBI. There's a conversation underway right now about a complete reform of the FBI and the Department of Justice because of all of these reasons that you mentioned. Take a step back. How should the FBI be reformed? For example, the Republicans say, take the headquarters out of Washington, make the headquarters in Alabama. Good idea. And what else do you want to see in terms of a reform of these agencies?
So I had a plan to take down the FBI building and build a brand new building in Washington because I think that the FBI should be somewhat close to DOJ if they're all honest people. You know, I mean, they want to move it to a different state. They were going to move it to Virginia, build this, you know, thing. It was going to cost, I mean, if you talk about environmentalists, the traffic was massive, et cetera, et cetera. It's already massive.
Well, they want $3.5 billion. They want it to be bigger than the Pentagon.
They want it to be this monster building very far away. I like the idea of it being close to the Justice Department because they work together to me. And they had the land, they had everything. You could renovate the building or build a new building in that location. There'd be a little bit of turmoil during construction, but not a lot. And that was what I preferred. That's what I was going to do. Mm-hmm. And it would have cost a lot less money, but I liked the FBI being somewhat close to the Department of Justice. I think it was, and I will tell you, the FBI people felt that was good also.
So you don't agree, move it to Alabama with what the Republicans are saying?
I'll move anything to Alabama because I love Alabama. If Alabama wants it, I'm all for it. No, I love Alabama. Yeah. But I think there's something to be said about the FBI and the Department of Justice or Injustice. Right now it's not Department, it's the Department of Injustice. I think they have to be, you know, they work together. They can walk across the street. So every time you have to need somebody in court or whatever you're doing, they have to ride an hour and a half or 2 hours in traffic from a place in Virginia that's very far away.
Should FISA be reviewed?
Well, no, FISA's corrupt. You look at what the FBI did with hundreds and hundreds of cases where they, you know, I could tell you some of the names that everybody hears about, but you look at hundreds of cases and violations, and I'm actually very surprised that the judges didn't get angry about it. You know, you never hear anything about it. FISA was corrupt, the whole system of FISA, the FISA courts, and that the chief judge is there, and even the chief judge, that they didn't do something about it, and they never really made a statement about it. They never complained about it. And yet the FBI was caught on many, many occasions. Look at my thing. They signed fake documents having to do with Russia, Russia, Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia was a total scam.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Wow. Wow. It's good to hear from his perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's speaking nothing but the truth.
Right.
You know, nothing but the truth. And it's all unfolding right before our eyes. Mm-hmm. You know, corruptness, you know, bribery. Mm-hmm. You know, drug issues. You know, I mean, You know, all I gotta say is this, man. I don't even see how he can even be in the same breath as being the next president again. After all this.
Who?
Biden. Joe.
Oh, okay.
I cannot see that happening. Like real talk. Like, 'cause I look at it like, if you still vote for this guy, even if you're a hardcore Democrat, if you still vote for him for after all this had played out, then literally you're just voting just to vote. You don't even care who you're putting in power. You don't even care what their policies are. You don't even care who that person is, character-wise, morals, nothing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's real talk.
I agree.
That's 100%, man, because there's no way. That's like, you know, somebody who's a leader who you know for a fact that they're doing something that's against the law. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing they're doing, like, let's say, you know, a whole different foreign country, they out there doing, you know, the president or whatever is pedophile or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you still voting for this person to put him into office, knowing that he's this though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know for a fact, all over across. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got, but you still voting for it. And so it's kind of like that. That's how I feel right now with this situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we know. The media knows. But they want to just hide it though. For whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Like that's foul, man. Like that's really, really foul. It's a bad look for the country. You know what I mean? It makes us look real weak. And you know, that's I'm telling you, man. That's crazy.
I know 2024, I know we're going to show up and show out, and you know, we already know who's going to be in office.
Yeah, but that got me mad though. Like I really get mad every time I think about it, because it's literally a slap in the face, and it's kind of, they're taunting us. That's where that's where I take it.
Right.
Like they're taunting us. Like y'all, everybody knows, but who cares? We're the president. You know what I'm saying? That's my son. We don't care what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I'm taking that. You know, and by me being how I used to be, like in the streets doing my thing, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and all the little things I got caught up for, you know what I'm saying, and all that, and this can go on, that got me hot, like real talk. Like I'm like steaming on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Like for real. But anyway, y'all let us know what y'all think about this one, man. Comment down below. Y'all feel like Donald Trump is telling the truth? Thumbs up in the comment section. And man, you got anything else you want to add?
I have nothing to add. I just know what I need to do as an American.
Right.
So.
All right. So let's jump into some shout outs then.
Okay. First shout out goes to Salty Badlands. What's up, Salty Badlands?
Salty Badlands, what's going on? Shout out to you. Hope you definitely enjoyed that reaction. Let us know what you thought about it. Thumbs up in the comment section.
Yeah.
If you feel like Donald Trump is keeping it in one. Wow.
Second shout out goes to Patrick Flannery. What's up, Patrick Flannery?
Patrick, what's going on, man? Shout out to you. Hope you definitely enjoyed that reaction as well. Let us know what you thought about it, man. Comment down below. If this is making y'all mad like it's making me mad,
I'm pretty sure.
put the mad emojis in the comment section. Forget about the thumbs. Put the mad emojis in the comment section. All right? All right, so we out this day, man. We love y'all.
Yes, we do.
And we'll catch y'all in the next reaction video.
Yes.
Peace.